Ultimize. Jerome Powell just delivered the biggest headline out of the latest Federal Reserve meeting. He is not, I repeat, not resigning and plans to stay through the end of his term, which would expire in a couple of years. That's the news. And it comes at the exact same moment the Fed made its policy decision. They held interest rates steady, but they did it on a 9-3 vote. 3 members pushed to cut rates immediately. The majority said no. So the real story isn't just one thing, it's the collusion of both. Powell staying and a Fed that's starting to fracture internally. Jerome Powell just made it clear he is not resigning. I think it's a good thing. And that matters a lot more than people think. Because this comes at the exact moment when the Fed is starting to split internally, 9-3 vote, with 3 members already pushing for rate cuts. So now you've got pressure from the outside, disagreement on the inside, and the one person standing in the middle saying, I'm staying put. That's not just a personnel decision, that's a signal. It tells markets, politicians, and everyone watching that the Fed leadership isn't going to rotate out when the pressure ramps up. In a moment like this, stability at the top might be the only thing that keeps policy from drifting in a very different direction. Now, let's look at that 9-3 vote more closely. In a normal economic environment, you cut rates when inflation is clearly defeated or the economy is weakening significantly. Well, guess what? We're not fully there. Inflation hasn't completely disappeared, and the economy hasn't collapsed either. So when 3 members are already voting for cuts, it raises a legitimate question. Is that purely data-driven, or is it something else influencing these decisions? There's a reason central bank independence matters. It's not theory, it's history. Argentina, over 100% inflation. Currency collapse, savings wiped out. That happened because of their political influence. Turkey, political pressure for lower rates. What happened? Inflation went above 80%, currency plunges. Here's the key insight. Those disasters don't start when everything falls apart. They start earlier, when central banks begin making decisions that don't quite line up with the economic reality in front of them. So when you see votes that push for rate cuts before inflation is fully under control, that's not just a technical disagreement. It's something you watch very closely. Now add the political layer. Donald Trump has been publicly demanding rate cuts and attacking Powell for not delivering them. So when Powell says he's not resigning and the Fed still refuses to cut taxes, that's not coincidence, that's resistance. Powell's term as chair runs through May 2026, but he can remain on the board for 2 more years. So legally, everything he's doing is standard. What's not standard is the environment he's doing it in, because typically, if you've been chairman of the Fed, you leave when your chairmanship ends. So here's the structural reality people miss. No single person controls interest rates. The Federal Open Market Committee votes, which means those 3 dissenting votes are real and they could grow over time. But it also means Powell staying matters even more, because for now he remains the central figure shaping that debate, especially at a moment when the line between economic policy and political pressure is starting to blur. So the real takeaway from this meeting is the combination. Powell saying he's not resigning, which is a good thing, and a 9-3 vote with early pressure to cut rates, and a central bank being tested from both inside and outside at the same time. That's not routine. That's the kind of moment where institutions either hold or start to bend. Overall, I do think it's encouraging that Powell is staying. I think it's encouraging that at least 9 votes and governors are acting independently. But for how much longer, we'll see. We'll see. But Powell, stay there. Don't leave. Again, people could say, well, everyone else, he's breaking norms. He's not stepping down. Well, that's in the context of the greatest norm of all being broken. President Trump trying to push this guy out, and when he wouldn't take the suggestion, trying to accuse him of fake, made-up, phony crimes about fraud, redecorating the building. That's the absolute absurd. That's the real breaking of norms. So, Powell, I'm glad you're staying. Let me just throw this out there for a second. If you've been listening to this show for a while, You already have more information than most people ever act on. That's not the problem. The problem is nothing is reinforcing it tomorrow or the next day or the next day. That's why I built Ultimize, to give you something you can use repeatedly, not just hear once and forget. So if this is resonating at all, just go to ultimize.com, grab the free course, communication skills, habit building, whichever one you want, and actually start putting this stuff into practice. It's free, no downside. Just go to ultimize.com. Ultimize.